As per my, it's around 1200. Yeah, everything rent and grocery, travel, everything.
Okay.
It's approx 1200 pound because I'm with my dependent here, so it's 1200 to 1300.
Nearly 900 pound.
Okay.
Want to study abroad? Confused on how to proceed? We make it easy. Message us to find out how we can help you.
£9,250. Tuition, £1,200. £3,000 a month, rent in some cities. And the UK just raised the living cost requirement again. Welcome to university in 2025, where your maintenance loan buys you roughly 1 week of London life and a flapjack addiction. We hit the streets, halls and group chats to ask real students the question nobody wants to answer out loud. How the hell are you actually affording this? From minus £500 in the bank to bulk buying Tesco own brand with your flatmates, this is the raw, unfiltered truth. Buckle up. It's painful, but it's also weirdly inspiring.
Remember, how much money have you got in the bank?
Minus 500.
How much money have you got in the bank?
400.
Okay. Okay. What is the best thing you've ever spent your money on?
Jar 3s.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
Basketball shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the best thing you've ever spent your money on?
The best thing.
Or the worst thing?
No, the worst thing is probably anything I bought from the uni. Everything here is all about.
Okay.
But I don't think I have anything good about that I bought that I can think about. But like the bad things, anything on the uni.
What's the worst thing you've ever spent your money on?
Worst thing. I'm gonna say. I actually don't know.
Okay. That's all right. That's it anyway. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping.
What accommodation type do you have?
I'm living in uni accommodation. Mine's 99 per week.
What accommodation type do you have?
Actually, I'm staying in university accommodation. So I'm paying like around £5,100 per year. I'm paying around £420 per month. So weekly it will be like £99, around that, 95 to 99.
Accommodation type do you have?
Private rec. I spent £350 per month.
Want to study abroad? Confused on how to proceed? We make it easy. Message us to find out how we can help you.
I'm going to do what I spend in a week, uni edition. So, starting out, Monday, I went to Tesco's and I spent £6.50. Couldn't tell you what I bought, probably chocolate, the usual. And then I also had to buy a train ticket, £8.44 to go to my placement. Tuesday wasn't too bad. I went to Tesco's and I spent £1.25. Probably a sweet treat again. Wednesday, I went to Co-op this time. I spent £3.75. Another sweet treat. Thursday, I went to Tesco's again and I spent £2.30. The problem is there's a Tesco literally a 2-minute walk from my house, so I'll be in there a lot. Friday, spent £25, but this was on our Asda food shop for the week. That's okay. Saturday, pat on the back, Santhi. And Sunday, £0. So, in total, I spent £47.24. Majority was sweet treats, but it's okay.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली एक और बैड न्यूज फॉर द इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स, यूके की गवर्नमेंट ने जो अपनी लिविंग कॉस्ट है यूके की उसको इंक्रीज कर दिया। यहाँ पे मैं मेंशन कर रहा हूँ स्टेटमेंट अकॉर्डिंग टू गूगल, अब ये नई लिविंग कॉस्ट जो है वो आएगी। ये करने की वजह कुछ ये भी है कि यूके इस तरह करके कुछ इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट को रोक सकता है, ज्यादा इमिग्रेशन को यहाँ पे रोक सकता है आने से। और सेकेंडली जो मेन रीजन है वो ये है कि यूके की जो इकोनॉमी है वो इतना अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर रही, यहाँ पे भी काफी क्रैशेस वगैरह हैं, तो उनको अपनी लिविंग कॉस्ट इंक्रीज करनी पड़ेगी। ठीक है, वो तो इन्होंने अपने लिए करना है, लेकिन उसका साइड इफेक्ट हम स्टूडेंट्स को आता है। तो अब डेफिनेटली इसका इफेक्ट आपकी स्टेटमेंट पे आएगा, आपकी स्टेटमेंट इंक्रीज हो जाएगी। तो अब मेन इशू ये है कि जिन स्टूडेंट्स की ऑलरेडी स्टेटमेंट चल रही है फॉर दी जनवरी टेक, उनको कोई इफेक्ट ना आए, क्योंकि खुदा ना खास्ता अगर उनको इफेक्ट आया तो वो बहुत बुरा इफेक्ट होगा, क्योंकि उनकी स्टेटमेंट ऑलरेडी चल रही है और नवंबर में जाके उनको पता चलता है कि आपकी जो स्टेटमेंट थी वो कम है, अब आपको अपनी स्टेटमेंट ज्यादा करनी पड़ेगी। तो वो डेफिनेटली आपका टाइम भी जाया होगा और आपकी पैसे भी जाया होंगे। तो उम्मीद करता हूँ कि ऐसा कोई स्टेप ना हो। और बाकी अगर तो आप प्लान कर रहे हैं यूके आने का तो एज सून एज पॉसिबल कर लें, क्योंकि ये यूके डे बाय डे अपनी जो पुलिस एंड को स्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा है फॉर द इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स एंड फॉर द इमिग्रेशंस. सो जितना जल्दी यहाँ पे आया जाए उतना बेहतर.
How much do you spend on rent? I don't pay rent. I own my house here. 1,500. 3,000. 390 a week. 900 and yeah, 80. 1K, I think. Yeah, that is the average.
1.4K, £450. Pay around 800.
£1,500. 240.
£300 a week. 300 a week.
When I found out I was going to be an LSE student, I knew I had to stay on top of my budgeting to afford life in London. So let me walk you through my super detailed budgeting spreadsheet and show you exactly what I spend this month. I don't eat out much, but I never skip a good coffee or brunch. This spot was adorable. Highly recommend. Working out is a priority, so I paid £25 for my gym membership. I also spent £1 in ClassPass credits to try different classes. I take the tube almost daily, so I got the monthly pass for £120. But once I forgot my card and had to pay $5.70 for a single ride to uni. Lesson learned. I cook almost every meal at home and pack my lunches. Pro tip, online grocery shopping is way cheaper. I paid £36 for electricity, £14 for water, and phone and Wi-Fi was another £36. Flowers for friends, cinema tickets, and a leather workshop on campus, all for just £15. So my total for the month was $398.
How much do you spend on food a month?
A month. Probably, I don't know, like maybe £200 or like 200 to £250, something like that.
How much do you spend on food a month?
A month. So I'm catered. So I get money at Towers Dining Hall, and that's around 4K a year, and that's around what I spend. I just go there and I get breakfast, lunch, and I get dinner there as well. And then I spend like money just on snacks and stuff like that, and if I'm extra hungry.
Here is how much I spent in a week at uni as a girl who does try to budget. Monday, circuit laundry, £3.90. Cafe Nero, £1. Okay, that's better. Greg's, £1.30. I think, no, I did. I bought a donut because I love a donut. Tuesday, Black Sheep coffee, £3.51. Got my student discount though, and I was craving a blueberry matcha. Tesco, 75p. I bought water because I still need to buy a water bottle, but I'm still traumatised from the last time when it leaked everywhere. Wednesday, £1.30 at the vending machine. I bought a flapjack, the one inside my accommodation again. I was telling myself I'm not going to do it this week, but I don't know what happened. Ryman, £1.29. I bought a pen because I bought a packet of pens and I don't know where they've gone. They've completely vanished off the face of the earth. So I just bought a singular pen. I also have a habit of like chewing off the lid. Vending machine, £1.30. I bought a flapjack 2 days in a row. Hungry. Friday, Nando's, £0. I had a gift card, so you know what? It was basically free. And I bought loaded fries. The loaded fries. I bought mac and cheese on the side, and then mix it all together. Saturday, I went to Lidl. I spent £3.54. Sunday, £0. Yeah. Total spent this week £17.79. This is the best week, but it doesn't feel good because I bought like 2 flapjacks. I think that was the only things that were a bit like I shouldn't have bought. I feel like next week it's going to be high because I need to buy a pair of jeans because I do wear the same jeans practically every day. See you next week.
I haven't even started uni yet because I apply next year and they're already making it more difficult for me. Why am I finding out that tuition fees are being raised next year? They're claiming it's to be in line with inflation and that maintenance loans will also increase. They're trying to make it sound nice to us. But are they forgetting that everything else isn't increasing with inflation? Wages on. I still probably won't be able to get a job. Looking at the current job market, people are applying to 70 jobs, still getting rejected from all of them. And they want to increase tuition fees. Where do they think we're getting the money from? Do they think we're Bill Gates? Elon Musk? I don't understand.
Hi, my name is Quinsley and I'm a UWE Bristol student, and this is how much I spend in a week. I study diagnostic radiography, meaning that I go on placement on different sections of the year, which can be financially challenging at first, but over time I have learnt some tips that have helped me save money. For example, my flatmate and I tend to bulk buy cupboard and freezer groceries online every month, and we split the cost for the delivery and products that we share to reduce food waste and overspending. This means that when I do have to weekly shop, I don't have to spend as much. So for this week, I only spent £8.13 overall for both my lunch and dinner meal prep. Anything else that I needed was already in my cupboard or my freezer. My next tip would be to never go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. I say this because you will end up spending your money on things you don't actually need. Because my placement is outside of Bristol, I have to include more regions than my bus pass, so I spend £27 per week. On the days that I don't have placement, I do try to go out and spend some time with friends. This week we met up at Toby Carvery's, which only cost us £6 as part of a deal. On my way home, I bought some face towels and some new earrings, which only cost me about £3.50. I was really craving a new lip liner, but instead of paying full price, I used my student beans to get 10% off, so I only ended up paying £1.80, which I think was definitely worth it. My weekly total can vary depending on whether I have a uni or placement, but for this week I spent £46.43 in total. I hope this video was useful, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
How do you fund your lifestyle?
My dad already paid my first year tuition, so I'm done for first year.
Thank God.
I have a part-time job. I get PIP, which covers for a lot of things, and my student maintenance grant.
My parents.
I've been working throughout, and then over the summer.
I work during the summer, and my parents also pay for some things.
The government has just announced that tuition fees are going up again, but it's what they didn't say that is way worse. So the government has announced that for the next 2 years, tuition fees will increase with forecast inflation. And then after that, their aim is to increase the cap on fees automatically based on the quality of teaching at a university. Based on current projections, that means next year's tuition fees will go up by around £400, which isn't nothing, but it's probably more of a psychological hit than a financial one. Now, we're against tuition fees and we think they should be abolished, but it's worth knowing that if you're ever able to repay your student loan in full, this extra £400 would probably only equal a couple of extra months of repayments and wouldn't make any difference at all to the amount you repay each month. They also announced that maintenance grants will be returning, but this won't be for a few years, and it's looking like it will only be for students from the lowest income backgrounds and on a limited selection of courses. It's better than nothing, but we'd like to see way more here. And quickly, before I tell you what was really bad about this announcement, make sure you hit follow for all the best student money tips. So what went under the radar, but for me was the most concerning thing, was the news that the amount you get in your maintenance loan will be increasing each year in line with forecast inflation, which might sound okay until you realize that it's already the exact same system that's been in place for years now, and the same one that meant that maintenance loans have fallen way short of the cost of living in the past few years. We had been calling on the government to increase funding above inflation to make up for this, but instead they just announced that the same broken system is going to stay in place. With students skipping meals to save money and food banks on campus becoming the norm, it is so disappointing that the government hasn't done anything significant to change this, and they desperately need to reconsider it so students can actually afford to live at uni.
11 नोभेम्बरदेखि युकेको लिभिङ कस्ट अफिसियली बढेको छ। त्यही भएर बायोमेट्रिक गर्ने भिजा एप्लाई गर्ने स्टुडेन्टहरूले अब फन्ड्स देखाउँदाखेरि कस्ट अफ लिभिङ बढेको आधारमा देखाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। युके को फाइनान्शियल डकुमेन्ट प्रिपेयर गर्दा फन्ड कति देखाउने त? 1 वर्षको ट्युसन फी, 9 month को लिभिङ एक्सपेन्सेस कभर हुने गरी फन्ड देखाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। कस्ट अफ लिभिङ अफिसियली बढेकोले हामीले पनि फन्ड बढाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। इनसाइड लन्डन लिभिङ एक्सपेन्सेस 13,347 पाउन्ड थियो भने अहिले बढेर 13,761 पाउन्ड भएको छ। आउटसाइड लन्डन लिभिङ एक्सपेन्सेस 10,224 पाउन्ड थियो भने अहिले बढेर 10,539 पाउन्ड्स भएको छ। यो त्यस्तो खासै इन्क्रिमेन्ट त हैन, तर यो इन्क्रिमेन्टलाई एड्रेस गरेर हामीले फन्ड देखाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ, नत्र भिजा क्यान्सल हुन सक्छ। अलरेडी फाइनान्शियल डकुमेन्टेसन प्रिपेयर गरिसक्नु भएको छ भने केही नसोची त्यसमा 1 लाख बैंक स्टेटमेन्ट अथवा बैंक लोन थप्नु होला। For more information, you can contact us through TikTok, Insta, or Facebook, or you can also visit our office at Dora 9 Putali line in front of Citizen Bank.
Yeah, uni is more expensive than ever. Yeah, the system is broken. But look at what we just saw. Students meal prepping for £8 a week, turning £17.79 into 7 days of joy, and 2 guilty flapjacks, choosing basketball shoes over food sometimes, and still showing up with a smile. This isn't just about surviving, it's about outsmarting a rigged game. You're tougher, smarter, and way more resourceful than any policy gives you credit for. So keep sharing your budgets, your hacks, your hero cats, and your £1.30 vending machine crimes. Because together, we've got this.